Kamala Harris has been in the spotlight for years, but there are things about her past that will leave you absolutely stunned. People think they know her, but there's a side to her story that almost no one talks about. From unexpected struggles to shocking career moves, the truth about Kamala Harris is far from what you'd expect. And once you hear this, you'll never look at her the same way again. Born in Oakland, California, Kamala Harris grew up in a household that was anything but ordinary. Her mother, a cancer researcher from India, and her father, an economist from Jamaica, raised her with strong values. But her childhood wasn't all smooth sailing. After her parents divorced, Kamala and her sister were primarily raised by their mother, who made it clear that success wouldn't come easy. This shaped Kamala's determination, but it also left her with something many never realized: a deep sense of responsibility and a constant drive to prove herself. By the time she reached college, Kamala had already developed a reputation for being fearless. At Howard University, she stood out, not just for her intelligence, but for her ability to command attention in any room. She studied political science and economics, but what really set her apart was her ambition. Even back then, she had a bold vision for her future, and nothing was going to stop her. But what happened next took everyone by surprise. Most people know Kamala Harris as a prosecutor, but few realize the kind of risks she took early in her career. When she became a district attorney in San Francisco, she made a controversial decision that put her in the center of heated debates. She refused to seek the death penalty for a case involving the killing of a police officer, a move that sparked outrage among law enforcement. This wasn't just another policy decision, it was a moment that defined her approach to justice. She wasn't afraid to go against the grain, even when it meant facing massive backlash. But that wasn't the only time she made headlines. As Attorney General of California, Kamala Harris took on cases that many politicians wouldn't touch. She went after big corporations, fought for homeowners affected by the financial crisis, and even stood up to major tech companies. But here's where it gets really interesting. Behind the scenes, not everyone was on board with her approach. Some insiders claim that she was under pressure to back down on certain issues, but she refused. And that decision would later come back to haunt her in ways no one expected. Her rise to the U.S. Senate was another turning point. She quickly became known for her sharp questioning style, grilling high-profile figures in ways that left even the most powerful officials speechless. But not everyone was impressed. Critics argued that she was more focused on making headlines than actual policy. And when she decided to run for president in 2020, things took a shocking turn. Her campaign started strong, but then, out of nowhere, it collapsed. The reason? Many believe she struggled to define herself in a crowded field, while others say there were deeper issues at play. Either way, it was a stunning setback. But what happened next was even more surprising. Despite dropping out of the presidential race, Kamala's career was far from over. Joe Biden selected her as his running mate, and just like that, she was back in the spotlight. But here's where things get complicated. Her time as vice president has been anything but smooth. She's faced criticism, challenges within the White House, and moments where people questioned if she was really the right choice. And yet, through it all, Kamala Harris has continued to push forward. So, what does this all mean? Kamala Harris's past is filled with moments of controversy, ambition, and resilience. Whether you support her or not, one thing is clear: she's not someone who backs down easily. But the real question is, where does she go from here? Will she rise even higher, or are we about to witness the most unexpected twist yet? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss what's next. Because trust us, there's always more to the story than meets the eye.